Welcome, everyone. We want to thank you for taking some time out of your day to be with us. Come on, let's get to the root of it. Ow!
In these times that we live, we take strides to move forward. We strive to be more, stay strong and be focused. Start a while, we make choices, live or die. Take over starts at the root, and the truth may be hard to swallow. Step one, self-love above anything else. Unlock peace and happiness.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. And thank you for tuning in to At the Root of It. My name is Shannon, and on tonight's show, we are talking about another one of those topics, another one of those hard to talk about topics. And what this show, I believe, is going to reveal to everyone is that there's some traits in us that we can check out and see if we really have these traits. A lot of times, jealousy and envy are two emotions that we cannot control. And we wonder why we feel these emotions, but don't necessarily know where they stem from or where they come from. So I decided that God dropped it in my spirit. I'm not even going to tell you that I decided, but God dropped it in my spirit. Every week he drops the subject in my spirit. And I have to speak about it. I have to talk about it because evidently this is something that is affecting not just me, but just other people as well. So hello, Dee. So in order for us to really self-check ourselves and be mindful of the things that we're feeling. A lot of times we just don't know that we feel that way. And then, or those are the emotions that we're feeling. Because I remember when I went through my bout of jealousy, right? I didn't even know what I was feeling, but I knew that I was feeling something. And God revealed it to me that I was feeling jealousy. And in order for me to actually get over my jealousy, I first had to acknowledge that I was jealous. So that was an eye opener within itself, because it's like, okay, how do you identify it? It's something when something balls up in a pit of your stomach that would actually make you feel like you're jealous. And it's like, wait a minute. Why am I feeling these feelings? Hey, Tinge, why am I feeling these feelings? What brought these feelings on? What am I comparing myself to? And as we go through this, we'll see that there's a lot of things that we really can't control. So, and jealousy and envy is actually one of them. Okay, so I'm going to get to my notes. I want to share with you guys exactly what I have learned on this journey. And boy, oh boy, is it a lot. Okay. And the reason being is we walk around like everything is fine, but we side-eye people. We go through the motions with a lot of people, and we don't even realize that we're exhibiting jealous or envious tendencies. So the definition of jealousy is the state or feeling of being jealous, a sharp pang of jealousy. So, and that's why I wore green, because they call jealousy and envy the green-eyed monster. Not so much as envy, but more so jealousy. But the similar, and of course my nose is running, right? And I didn't even start. But the similar words to jealousy is envy, desire, resentment, bitterness, discontent, spite, grudge, the green eyed monster, hence the green shirt, suspicion, distrust, mistrust, doubt, insecurity, anxiety, defensiveness, and vigilance. So that's like, what? Did you hear the similarities of of um yes, I don't you see it. I just started. I was not stuffy before I started. And now I'm stuffy and it's like what is going on? It's like what is going on? Why am I stuffy? But that's just the attack that attacks me whenever I do the show, right? Do you know? Um Now what is envy? The definition of envy. The definition of envy is a feeling of discontented or resentful longing aroused by someone else's possessions, quality, or luck. The verb, that's the noun. The verb, good evening, Teeth, good evening. The desire to have a quality, the verb is the desire to have a quality, possession, or other desirable attribute belonging to someone else. He envied people who did not have to work on weekends. So the similarities for envy is desire, resentment, bitterness, discontent, spite, and the green-eyed monster. Okay? And this is from WebFX and Wikipedia. And it says envy is an emotion which occurs when a person lacks another superior quality, achievement, or possession, and either desires it or wishes that the other lacked it. Aristotle defined envy as pain at the sight of another's good fortune, stirred by those who have what we ought to have. So let's stop there. It says that it is stirred by those who have what we ought to have. So have anybody sat there and looked at someone and said, I should be the one receiving that. I should be the one going through that or experiencing that. I should be the one. She shouldn't be the one. She doesn't deserve it. If you've ever said those things to yourself, even if you haven't said it to anyone else, but if you said it to yourself, then you have a bone of envy in you. And it's like, why? You don't know what other people have been through in their life to obtain the things that they have obtained. Okay? You just don't know. You don't know, and you shouldn't really, you shouldn't feel those feelings. You shouldn't feel those emotions. However, you still do. And the reason being is because it's a human function to feel that way. But you have to arrest those thoughts, because when you have the mindset that people go through things for a reason, and sometimes misfortune or sometimes fortunate things happen to misfortunate people, take that. Sometimes fortunate things happen to misfortunate people. Okay? So, which is worse, jealousy or envy? What do you guys think? Put it in the comments. Now, on Quora.com, it says jealousy is clearly a worse emotion than envy. Jealousy, if by definition, refers to the thoughts or feelings of insecurity, fear, concern, and envy over relative lack of possessions, status, or something of great personal value, particularly in reference to a comparator, a rival, or a competitor. So let's deal with that. When you're looking at everything through a competition, through the eyes of a competition, okay, um, that's when envy and jealousy comes into play, because comparisons comes into play. Why compare yourself to other people when you don't know why people are going through what they're going through? Why would you compare yourself without knowing all of the information? Now, other question is, why do you compare yourself, especially when you know the person and you know what the person has gone through? I think that that's a selfish type of move, or a selfish type of mindset. Um, Now, this is Merriam-Webster's definition of jealousy. It says, a feeling of unhappiness caused by wanting what someone else has. Why? Like I said, there's no reason, there's no reason for us to actually be jealous. Now, let me tell you some of the traits that people carry, because we'll be shocked that we carry some of these traits and don't even realize it. We will be shocked because you just think it's like, oh, I'm not covetous. Yeah, we do be coveting people's stuff. We really do. The world will envy the believers, though. Yeah, they will. They don't now. They think that they are in their rightful place, because the Bible says they will already get their just reward in the land of the living. You understand what I mean? Like, so whoever thinks that, oh, I made it, oh, or whatever the case may be, you know, they'll think that they actually won, when in all actuality they lost, because they got their just reward, just like the prodigal son. When he left his father's house, right? When he left his father's house, he received his just reward then. When he came back to his father's house, he did not get another inheritance, because he got his just reward. Okay? All right, so Tifa put up Psalms 1:1. Blessed, happy, fortunate, prosperous, and enviable is the man who walks and lives not in the counsel of the ungodly, following their advice, their plans, and purposes, nor stands submissive and inactive in the path where sinners walk, nor sit down to relax and rest, where the scornful and the mockers gather. Now, this is kind of, I want to touch on that in the sense of, we really believe that we can't sit amongst people who think differently than us. And my pastor today preached about sitting amongst the sinner, because we keep shining our light in the same churches around the same people, giving the light to each other, that we're blinding each other out, and the people that need us is still in the dark. So take your candles and go and sit with somebody and talk to them. You know what I mean? So I understand that, but I'm talking about the draw. All right. I just went off on a tangent because I want to make sure that our service was so good this morning, that was a word that anybody and everybody who's a Christian should eat off of. Okay, so let me tell you the traits of an envious person. So, poor self-esteem. Envious people lack self-love and do not realize how much they are worth just by being people. They are compared continuously, and they compare continuously. They wish evil to others. And even though you might not say it to the person, if you think it, whatsoever a man thinketh, that so he is. We have to take accountability of our thoughts and our actions that give off an envious or jealous vibe, because we don't want to sit there and think that we're jealous, but we really are. They make fun of other people and they make false compliments. Oh, girl, you cute. Y'all ever seen that before? Y'all ever come in and you know the person don't like you? Oh, girl, you cute. You already know they hating. You already know that something ain't right. You know what I mean? That's making false compliments. Oh, you know you. Ooh, she cute. You cute, boo. And then when she leaves, she thinks she cute, but she ain't really cute. These are the things that we go through. These are the attributes. These are the attitudes that jealous and envious people carry. Did you even know that that was part of the traits? Did you even know that that was one of the things or two of the things that really define what type of person you are? If you have a jealous spirit, what that means that you're not content with yourself. That means that you're not content with how your life is. When you compare yourself and you compare what you have against others, it makes you feel like you have something better. Like, if you have to learn how to celebrate people in their seasons. I'm going to drop that again. You need to learn, we all as a people need to learn how to celebrate people while they're in their season. Because guess what? 9 times out of 10, the person that is finally getting what they're receiving has celebrated you in yours. And you have to learn how to be able to be happy, even if the happiness is not coming to you. Now, these are the secret thoughts that you have when you're in your room by yourself looking at the ceiling. And you're saying, but that's not fair. Watch how you self-talk, because even your negative self-talk in a way that you speak to yourself, even though you might not be saying it out loud and you think that it's not being projected, but it's still being projected because you're still thinking it. Whatsoever a man thinketh, that so he is. Remember that. What's on the inside of you is going to eventually come out. And if you don't dig deep, and if you don't figure out what the reason is why you compete with others, why you compare yourself with others, and why you're covetous of what people get. Now, some people believe that some people don't deserve the things that they get, but God is the judge of that. God sees the posture of people's hearts. God sees the works that people do on themselves to bless you. And he blesses in season and out of season. It's not like, his blessings falls on the just and the unjust. So even if they wasn't doing right, it's God's prerogative to bless people. It's God's prerogative. No one else's. No one else's. And once we get that deep down in our spirit, we'll really understand that we're here to do a job. We're here to have a purpose. We have a purpose. All of us have a purpose. Not everybody knows their purpose yet. Not everybody is walking in their purpose yet, but everybody has a purpose. And if we focus on our own purpose, then we will be able to celebrate and not compare. Yes, D, your time will come. Your time will come. You know what I mean? All of our times will come. And I remember when I heard one of the pastors preach, and now mind you, I went to church, and you sometimes you like, the message wasn't for me today. Well, that particular Sunday, the message itself wasn't for me. But you know how pastors have some stories that go along the line of what they was preaching about. And one of the bishops that I was under a couple of years ago down south, he was talking about how the lady sold and she worked, and she celebrated people in their season. And when it was her time, she kept and every time it bypassed her and went to somebody else, she said, it's just not my season yet. And she understood to everything there is a season. She understood that it's not, everything is not happening to you. Everything was happening for her. And in order for it to be lined up the way God destined it to be, because remember, he walked out your walk, your life for you. He went before us. He went before us. He walked out our path, right? So we're just walking it, discovering what he has already known and saw in our life, right? So if he's seen it, he knows that to everything there is a season. If you walk it like you talk it and you do the work on you, and this is one of the topics that will help you get to the main root of you. Now I say that to every Sunday. I say that because I believe that every subject that we speak about is that important to our self growth and to our self acknowledgement. We have to love ourselves, right? Enough to say, okay, it's certain things that I need to get together. It's certain mindsets I need to come up against and to conquer. Okay? Because we have to conquer those things. Okay? Now, 8 effective ways to deal with, it's really six. 6 effective ways to deal with jealous people. The first one is empathize with them. Understand where they're coming from. Don't justify it. Don't justify actions with it, but empathize with them. You know, this is the 6 effective ways to deal with jealous people. Okay? Empathize with them. Avoid talking about yourself and give them importance instead. And I'm learning that everybody is not happy for you. When you're happy, everybody is not happy that you're happy, especially if they're not happy. So it's certain things that you have to hold close to your chest because jealousy and envious people will talk against it. And then you're not understanding why things are happening. Now I'm talking in spiritual realm. People don't understand because people put that negative energy out there. Death in life is in the power of the tongue. And people cast their negativity on you when they are not whole themselves, when they are not content with themselves, when they are no longer comparing themselves with each other, when they're no longer competing with each other to make it to a finish line that's not even in sight. That is so good. That fed me. When you're not competing, when you stop competing for the finish line that's not even in sight, this race is not given to the swift nor to the strong, but for the ones that endure to the end. So when you running, and one of my catchphrases, and I have a lot of them, so you'll hear this throughout the show, throughout the different shows, but slow and easy wins the race. Everybody that get there quick, everybody that get there before you, or it seems like they got there before you, and then here come the tortoise, coming through with the come through, slow and easy. When I just remember, every time I see or say slow and easy wins the race, I really see Bugs Bunny and the tortoise, and Bugs Bunny running all around and doing all of this, and he has all of this energy, and he's running around because he know he's faster. He's looking at the turtle, he's laughing, he's like, "Oh, I got this, so I'm gonna land." Oh, I see him. Look, while Bugs Bunny is fishing and procrastinating and everything because they ain't gonna make it. They not gonna get there. They keep saying whatever they saying, but they really not gonna get there. So he's lollygagging and not paying attention and doing what he's doing, and slow and steady. This tortoise is just doing his thing. He's not losing momentum or gaining momentum. He says slow and steady wins the race. Though it tarry, wait for it. Keep walking, keep moving. I'm going to get there. It may not be in your time. It may not be in their time, but it's going to be in his time. So you're going to keep going. Slow and easy wins the race while everybody else is running, trying to get to that finish line that ain't even in sight yet because we haven't done all the work. And then when we get to a certain place in our life and realize that we're still not complete, did all that running, all that carrying on, all that comparing, all that lally-gally, all that finger pointing, all of that negative talk, all of that evil side-eyeing people, all of the fake compliments. Oh, girl, yes. Oh, yes. All of those things that keeps holding you back. Those are the things that spurred Bugs Bunny to jump around and act like everything is everything. And he lost the race. He lost the race because he was pointing fingers. He didn't understand why the tortoise was doing what he was doing. He was just he lost. He lost. Why? Because his eye wasn't on the goal, on his goal. His eye was on the tortoise's goal, not on his goal. So while we as people, we don't even realize how much thought we put on other people's business and what they have and what they don't have. And for the people who don't do that, kudos to you. Kudos. I don't do it because I'm a celebrator of people. I love when people win. I'm the cheering section. I'm like, all you do is win, 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 no matter what. It doesn't matter because at the end of the day, my season will come. And I hope that when my season comes, that you are my cheering section like I was yours. But what do you do when your cheering section dwindles down when it's your turn? What do you do? Do you get mad? Do you get anxious? Do you feel a certain type of way? And if you say that you don't feel a certain type of way, I call fib or BS. I call that because everybody is affected by something and we just have to check it. So, 6 effective ways to deal with jealous people. Empathize with them. Avoid talking about yourself and give them importance instead. Importance, not your business, importance. Take their hateful comments with a smile. Oh, see now, I think that's one of my weaker points. I don't know how to take hateful comments with a smile because my mouth is too quick. I'm like, oh, I see you. I will point it out. Address the matter head on. It's number 4. I'm that person. I will address it because there's no reason, especially if you know who I am. You know what I mean? It's just, and I feel that everybody should feel like that, especially the people that you have in your corner, the people that you have in your circle. We have people in our circle that are undercover haters that don't want us to succeed. This also says, do some random acts of kindness towards the jealous people. Be nice. Be the opposite of what they are showing you. Be nice and limit your interaction with them or remove them from your life. And that may be the hardest ones. What if it's the people that's close to you? What if it's family members? What if it's your best friends? What if it's, co-workers that you don't have nothing to do with? You really don't worry about that. But what if it's the people that's closest to you that shows or exemplifies those characteristics? What do you do? How do you handle that? Do you handle it with love? Do you go tit for tat? Do you do all of those things when it's your family members? Sometimes you got to cut the ties, period. Yeah, you got to kill them with kindness. You got to be like, what's that? Nice, nasty? Sometimes you got to be nice, nasty. Sometimes you got to allow and let people know that you see them. Okay? So the website, www.onlinelifeguide.com. They have this I want to say this article. I got a brain fog. I'm like, what is this? What is this? Anyway, they have this article about envy versus jealousy. And it says, envy and jealousy are closely related terms. Envy is when you want something that someone else has. Jealousy is when a person is insecure, or afraid that someone might be better than them and might take something away from them. So they gave an example. Yes, be genuine, D. Yes, that's, just be genuine. Laugh when they laugh, cry when they cry, be happy when they're happy. It all comes back full circle. It all comes back, and we'll all have good memories. Like, remember when it was your turn, girl? Remember when it was your turn, girl? We can't do that because there's so many people that hate on you for no reason. No reason. So look, so they gave an example. For example, Tom wants to be acknowledged and be the center of attention in a gathering, but someone comes who might be drawing people's attention more than Tom. Tom might feel as if that person is taking people's attention away from him. In Tom's mind, his sense of worth is getting threatened by the presence of the newcomer, even though this person might not have done anything against Tom. Since these two emotions are so closely related, it's so closely related in terms of the psychology behind them. This guide is useful for both how to deal with jealous and envious people. Tange says, for her, family or not, if it ain't right, she's getting from around you. Right. And, like the last show that I did, maybe the second to last show that I did, it was about the loyalty bond. And I said on that show that I'm loyal to a fault. Even when you see the things that's going on, I tend to turn the blind eye to it. And sometimes I don't. It really depends on how I feel. But for the most part, I turn a blind eye. Hold on one moment. I really have to blow my nose. This is crazy. Thank you so much. That was crazy. Isn't that crazy, guys? Y'all be on here with me. Y'all know my nose don't be running until I get in front of this camera. I'm telling you. So what? So what causes someone to be jealous of you? Right? Jealousy is often rooted in personal insecurities and feelings of inadequacy. So if we're real with ourselves, we would say that, I'm inadequate in certain areas. I'm not like that person in certain areas. But it boils down to the comparison again. We have to stop the comparing of each other, because everybody has their own individual walk. And if we worry about what God has for us, we won't have the time, the energy, or the space to think about what other people are doing. A person who is deeply fulfilled and truly happy with his or her life would never feel jealous of anyone, nor would they feel insecure about someone else's growth or well-being. Why should you? Why should you feel insecure about someone else's growth or well-being? I know that I had said in a couple of previous shows that people are fine with you doing well as long as you don't do better than them. If you do better than them, then now you see where the competition is at. Because what it feel like when you realize that you're in a competition by yourself, ain't nobody competing? What's the glory in that? Ain't nobody competing. Ain't nobody worried about what you got going on. Everybody's worried about everybody should be worried about what's going on in their own life. People don't need to be worried about other people's business unless people ask you to worry about their business. But comparison shouldn't be You shouldn't be comparing your life if you're happy with yours. And if you're not happy with yours, then maybe you should ask people what, or the people that you're jealous of, or you're competing of, or you're comparing yourself to. Well, what is it? What is it that you're doing? Now you can jokingly say, "Oh my goodness, girl, I'm so jealous of you." Like when I feel like, "Oh, I wish I had that," not that, "Oh, I wish I had that," but, "Oh, I wish I had that." I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna be just like you when I grow up." So it does not mean that I'm comparing or I want what you want. It's just that, wow, when I finally obtain that, oh, I want to be just like you when I grow up. Because I ain't there yet. But baby, when I get there, you understand what I mean? Tifa said, that's so immature and insecure right there. It is. It is. It is. And a lot of people don't even realize that these are the traits, though. These are the traits. Now, there are varying forms of insecurities and feelings of inadequacy, but we'll look at the general psychology behind jealousy. If someone is jealous of you, it probably means that they see something in you that they couldn't achieve or become. It could be the smallest of things that can make the other person feel inadequate because they might have some insecurities in that area of life or might have self esteem issues, even though apparently they may portray, that is the biggest word right there, themselves as confident. That's the operative word right there. Portray themselves as confidence or as confident. I mean, we heard the term, we're going to fake it till we make it, right? But ultimately, if your heart is not pure, because this is all about your heart posture, people. God looks for our hearts to be like His. He did not put us here to compete and compare ourselves with what other people have. Do you know that when I was at my lowest, I was my most happiest? When I had nothing but God providing for me, I was at my happiest. And the people that I had around me, or the person in particular that I had around me, could not understand how I could be happy with nothing. And I'm bringing this up because people are jealous of you and you don't even got nothing. I mean, when I tell you I didn't have anything, I didn't have anything. I was always going through something, but I had my joy and I had my peace and I had my sound mind and I had my worship for God. And she couldn't understand why things would happen in my life, even though it looked like a doodle show. But you understand what I mean? From the outside looking in, it looked like my life was up the creek. But I had joy and I had peace. And that peace that surpassed all understanding for me made the person jealous that I was happy even in my lowest state. Paul said in the Bible, whether abased or abound, whether good or bad, I'm going to give my God some praise. In season, out of season, I'm going to praise the Lord. I'm still going to give my all, like God has given me every ruby and diamond and pearl and everything that is of value. I'm gonna praise Him like He's already done it, even though I'm stuck in the muck and the mire. That's how you get it. And that's how you change your mindset and your heart posture, by being able to be grateful in season and out of season, whether abased or bound, up or down. You have to set your mind right, set your heart right, and say, all right, this too will pass, but while I'm here, I'm going to give God some glory. While I'm here, I'm going to have the joy of the Lord. While I'm here, And that's just my faith. That's what got me through. Again, I would never, ever, ever try to push my belief on anyone. But I'll tell you what worked for me, that helped my countenance, that helped my godly personality, my integrity, and my character, my moral standards, is because I allowed the joy of the Lord to push me through my toughest times. I allowed myself to be able to look at the silver lining, regardless of what was in front of me, knowing that God is the author and the finisher of my faith. That's why I always kept laughing. That's why I always kept smiling. Plus, I had a grandmother that always laughed. She said she laughed in the sight of adversity. She laughs in the devil's face. It confuses the enemy when you laugh. So I stayed laughing. I stayed encouraging, even though I needed encouraging myself. So you want to know how you can get through it? Look at yourself. Be happy where you're at. Be content here. So let's see. Tip. Hey, boo. Tifa says, that sounds like the positive perspective of the word envy. Envy is close to admiring in the positive sense of the word, right? It is, because that's what I'm like, oh, I want to be just like you when I grow up. You're excellent. You're excellent. I mean, I can't knock what I don't have and what they have. Want to know why? Because my story is different. Our walks are different. We have to reach different people. And I'm talking to the saved ones on here. We have to reach different people. Our walks are different. So what may look like it ain't fair, it really is fair. You understand what I mean? Hey, Phoebe, you said true. When you walk in an internal and have come to terms with self, past and present, you walk in a confidence that permits you to exude positive energy in the spaces and places you are in. Phoebe, I love that comment. Oh my God, I'm going to read it again. People read it. True. When you're walking in an internal and have come to terms with self, past and present, you walk in confidence that permits you to exude positive energy in the spaces and places you are in. That's a phenomenal comment, Phoebe, and it is so true. When you know who you are, and you know, I remember when I used to go through my stuff, right? Because even though on the outside, I didn't have the houses and the cars and the land. You want to know why? Because that was never my request from God. So I never got it. And you make your request known unto God. My request that I made unto God was different than other people's. My request, I wanted God to build up my spiritual character, my moral code, and my heart posture. I didn't care about the things that pass away in this lifetime. I can't bring it with me. But my eye was on the prize, which is the crown with my jewels in it. Because I've always been a walker of faith and not by sight. Tifa is on here. She can attest to it. I am a faith walker. I will do things that nobody probably would have the gumption to do. Because they're like, what? And then you wonder why people go through what it's what you don't fear that propels you forward. So, okay, let me get to other things. Oh, look at Terrence, faking the funk. You ain't got to lie to kick it. You ain't got to lie, Craig. You don't got to lie. And you said, Phoebe, when you are walking in an internal peace. Yes. When that peace that surpasses all understanding, you'll be able to celebrate with people. You will be able to stop comparing and competing. Competing is only good in athletic events. Competition in life, I mean, of course, you need something to drive you, but make sure that it's a healthy drive. Make sure it's not building contentious and covetousness in your spirit. You're building up spiritual residue off of how you view a certain aspect in someone else's life. And you don't know what they've been through to get there. Just like we don't know what you've been through to get where you're at. So that's why God said, don't judge. You don't understand. You don't know. So if someone is jealous of you, it probably means they see something in you that they couldn't achieve or become. It could be the smallest of things that can make the other person feel inadequate because they might have some insecurities in that area of life or might have self-esteem issues, even though apparently they might portray themselves as confidence. The tendency to compare themselves to others, all right? Some people just have a pattern of comparing themselves to others and wanting to be superior and dominant due to their insecurities. Their sense of self worth is attached to being better than someone else. So you might find such people trying to prove their worth and dominance or trying to make the other person look inferior so they can feel good about themselves. I detest people like that. And I detest that, grinds my gears. I detest people treating people like that. That is the word. And I'm the supporter of the underdog. So let it be done to somebody that don't deserve it. Oh, I'm standing in the gap for them. I'm standing in the gap. What you say, Phoebe? Exactly. You don't know what they had to endure to get to that place. My bell is gonna. I have a bell and a soundboard that's coming tomorrow. Coming soon. So next week you're gonna hear my bell and my sound effects. I swear, because you can't. You gotta stop comparing. You got to. You got to. You got to take ownership of your own stuff. If your heart posture ain't right, God ain't gonna give it to you. He watches the heart of man. You saw that? It says their sense of self-worth is attached to being better than someone else. They don't mind if you do good as long as you don't do better than them. Okay? That's the code. Like, that's fine. You won't see the hate when you're just striving, when you're just surviving. But let you take off. Let you do something different. And then all of a sudden it's the side eyes. It's the deadpan look. It's these looks. It's these things that we don't even think that we're giving off that we give off. Okay? Someone who is jealous might not be a bad person overall. And I know a lot of people, I know when I had those jealous tendencies, and just to say it again, because I said it in the beginning, when I identified that I was jealous, the feeling went away. And I always believe that God allows me to feel these emotions so that I can identify it and so I can explain it to other people. Okay? So when I felt that I was jealous and then I identified it as jealousy, it went away. And I was able to be around people and not worry about what they had or what they were doing because I understood that I was jealous of that one point or that thing that they had that I didn't have. So having said that someone doesn't necessarily have to be a bad or negative person to feel jealous, sometimes certain things indirectly trigger people's insecurities and weak spots. And in trying to overcome that, they take on a defensive approach to show their worth, or worse, an offensive approach to downplay the other person. We often think that jealousy is linked to physical blessings. If you are financially and professionally better off than someone, or you have a great family life, or you just have good looks, someone might feel jealous of you, but that is not always the case. Sometimes even the people who are apparently doing much better than you will feel jealous of your achievements or just simply feel insecure by your well being. Why do you think that is? Have you guys ever experienced that? Why do you think that is? Why do you think that people who are well off, that have so much more than you, are jealous of you? All right, let's see, Phoebe. She said, to be truthful, that's what occurred on the garden. In the garden, the enemy had his sight on God's position, which got him cast out of heaven. And this seed of evil he spread to mankind by getting into their head. This then caused women and men to also make the fatal mistake. Thing is, Satan is still getting into our heads. His tactics remain the same. Phoebe, I love you. I want you on my show. I want to interview you because you have great points and I love the way that you speak. Um the thing is this, I used to say that all the time. The enemy is gonna come the same way. And he might not come the same way, but he's gonna attack you in the same areas. He may come from a different avenue, but it's still the same overall. What you say, D? Because so much time is lost getting stuff. Yeah, and you forget to live. I don't know if that's what you're saying, boo. But yes, Phoebe, I definitely am gonna reach out to you because we're gonna talk about narcissists, me and you. I want your viewpoint on that. Um, so let's see, where was I? Sometimes even the people who are apparently doing much better than you will feel jealous of your achievements or just simply feel insecure by your well-being. That might be because they can see the confidence and courage in you to stand up for your life and follow your calling, something that they wished they had done in their lives. That might be because they could see they see you doing things that they never did. They see the potential in you and might feel threatened by your progress and growth, lest you get ahead of them in the near future. I told you, people are fine with you doing okay as long as you don't do better than them. As long as you don't have the things that they want and you get it before them. Oh man. But if we walk in love, see this word right here, it covers a multitude of everything, every sin, every thought, every competition, every comparison. This will cover everything. If you keep your eye on this, jealousy and envy won't have no room in you. If you stay on this, love is the only thing that's going to get you where you, even when you feel like you deserve it and the other person don't deserve it. Love. In spite of, love. Love people through their stuff. Celebrate with people. Because guess what? We be sitting there like, I be celebrating. That's those fake compliments. I be celebrating, but in the back of my mind and my subconscious, I ain't happy. And we think that we're fooling everybody, including God, and then wonder why stuff don't come our way. We can't fool God. We make him fool anybody else by the fake persona, but we can't fool God. And he will keep things from us until our heart posture is ready to receive it. Catch that in the spirit. He may keep things from us until we are able to receive it. Okay, woo, that's a big one there, Shannon. I've been doing dinner research in that topic. Like, yes, narcissists, because I didn't do it yet. And we did have a discussion a couple of months ago about narcissism. And I would love to get your intake on it because I love the way that you speak. You ask why would a person doing better? Wait, okay, I don't know what that means. My God, as long as you aren't doing better than them, you spoke a mouthful there, sis, and it's the truth. People are fine as long as you ain't doing better than them. As long as you're not achieving goals that they set for themselves that they have not been set or achieved yet. We have to check our heart posture. It all boils down to that. Because we don't know that while we're thinking that we're getting over that, there's roots that are taking hold in our heart over bitterness, jealousy, and envy. These things all tie together. Like I said in a couple of shows ago about the TV show Manifest on Netflix. When the boy said when they was going through the tunnels and stuff, the subway tunnels, and he was like, it's all connected. Well, babies, it's all connected. And once we free ourselves from each thing that holds us, the freer we will be. And we will be able to love right. We'll be able to walk right. Our posture, our heart posture, because again, our subconscious is going to tell on us. Our subconscious is going to tell on us. Yes, we will connect. Okay, D, you said you asked why people are seemingly doing better, are jealous or envious. Because so much time is wasted working, getting things that they may be jealous of being closer to family. They have things, but not connection with family. I can really receive that. I can really receive that. But what do you do to change it? See, there's always a method to change things. There's always a method to kind of fix what's broken. You know, it really is. It's really, you know, when we want to change, we change our behaviors. We do something different. If like, okay, I'm gonna use your example, D. Right. So you're closer with family because other people work and other people were able to get with their family and be close to the family. So what do? You start making small steps. Even though you work late or you work a lot, start making phone calls. Start calling people out of the blue and saying, hey, I was just thinking about you. It takes you far. One phone call. You may not be able to be in their presence, but you have to take the small steps so that you can bring the relationships together. Yes, we have to find balance and forgiveness of offense. Yes, yes, because we tend to get offended about a lot of things because we take a lot of things personal. I know I take a lot of things personal. I'm one to admit my wrongs, you know, and we are so at the time. But this I think I'm gonna continue this conversation next week, because it's too extensive. No, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna continue this topic. I'm gonna continue this topic, guys. But let me tell you something. I'm gonna finish this topic on Patreon. So if you wanna continue to watch this and discuss this and even learn more about it, please go to my Patreon page. The membership is only $5. It's exclusive content that only you will get on Patreon. It will not be on YouTube or Facebook. Patreon.com/at the root of it. Journals will be coming soon. They're on order. So please put in the comments if you want an At the Root of It journal, because we will definitely be having them in stock shortly. Patreon.com/at the root of it. Sign up. But I still might come back with this because some people just might not sign up, but you still need this information. So I might come back with a part 2 of jealousy and envy. Is there a difference? I love everyone to life. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Phoebe, please look out for my text message because I'm definitely, not text, but my message, because I'm definitely going to reach out to you. And everybody, let's let go of this green monster. This green monster that takes over our life, and we don't even realize that it's taking over our life because of comparison, competition, and covetousness. Let's get our heart postures right so that we can receive the blessings of God. Because we wonder what is holding us up. It's because our heart posture is not right. It's just saying that our heart posture is not right. That although we can fool everybody else, that ultimately we cannot fool him. And he's the giver of blessings. He's the one that will release or hold back because he knows true intent and true heart posture. All right, till we meet again, love and light to you. Patreon.com/@the-root-of-it, ATROI. Also, don't forget, we still do Viewer's Choice. So please submit it, but submit it to @the-root-of-it2021@gmail.com. I'll put it up on the website. Also, look out for At the Root of It memes, just words of encouragement. I will be sending them out. Please share, like, comment, claim it, receive it. You know, we're really just trying to push forward. And we want everyone to heal and be set free and be on the self-love journey of healing. All right? All right. Love you guys. Till we meet again, make sure that you tune in next week. One love, one life. Let's get together and feel all right. Love you. Bye.
Welcome, everyone. We want to thank you for taking some time out of your day to be with us. Come on, let's get to the root of it.
In these times that we live, we take strides to move forward. We strive to be more, stay strong and be focused. Start a while, we make choices, live or die. Take over starts at the root, and the truth may be hard to swallow. Step one,